Now, when we're talking about the similarities and differences between India, I had the grateful opportunity to sit down with Jhansi Reddy, who is the Vice President of the Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee and the founder of Women Empowerment Telugu Association, WETA. So not only is she a successful mother, but she's also a successful businesswoman and a successful Indian political activist. So she spent significant time both in the United States and in India, and she was able to tell me some of the key differences and similarities. So let's go check out her interview and let's see if we can pull some very informational things from her. First question I wanted to ask you is what's the major difference between US politics and Indian politics?
I think the protocol wise, it's going to be the same
Okay.
because you have a congressman, you have a MLA, which is member of legislature,
Mhm.
so MP in a parliament. So it's a similar, but the way they do the politics is a little different in India because here it's a straightforward politics. In India, everything is not so straightforward, and people will tell you one thing and do another thing. And same thing with the voters also when they come, they'll say one thing to you, one thing to, but voters are at least very genuine than the leaders. Leaders always is not the same.
Okay. Yeah. So, my next question was going to be, right now, currently, in India, there's a lot of youth uprising, and it's kind of getting really chaotic right now, especially with the rise of the CJP, trying to go against the BJP. So, I wanted to ask, what's your opinion on that, or what's your take?
I think it's time to have the youth come and take over political agenda.
Mhm.
The reason is I believe with the young generation, they have a new ideas, new energy level, and also they bring in the new things into the system, and their 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 viewpoint is different than the generations. So new generations definitely, as you know, that's why I always prefer young, because in our constituency we have the youngest sarpanch. He's only 22. I had given him the ticket at 22, and he's the youngest sarpanch. So I think for young people, it is a lot of room in the political system, not only in India but in America also. I think that's where to go. Have a youth be more involved because they are the ones who's going to live a lot longer than us. So they have to system keep going, and they need to bring in the new ideas and new technology. Not only I'm not talking about technology means like high tech,
Mhm.
but different view aspects.
How does the economy differ in India versus the US? What's the major differences and what are some similarities?
Most of the economy is a lot more stable in America versus India. India is a lot more volatile. So from day to day, they're not going to know because the reason is in India, people follow what other people follow. They don't have their own ideas.
Mhm.
So that's why here, because everybody has their own ideas, it's a lot more stable. And versus there, because everybody goes one way, and when somebody does not go, everybody stops. So I think here it's a lot more stable because everybody has a different, versatility.
Okay. I want to kind of shift gears and move on to healthcare because I believe that healthcare right now in America is a really widely debated topic, whether it should be free or not. I believe it should be free and that everyone should have equal access to healthcare. Right now in America, we see EpiPens and inhalers cost upwards of to hundreds of dollars for whatever the reason. These health insurance companies, which I believe they are, I would like to say, exploiting these people that really need healthcare, right? So, what are the biggest gaps in healthcare in India compared to the US?
In India, there is an insurance just like here. So, but not everybody forced to take insurance. Only rich people takes insurance, but a lot of other people are not taking the insurance. I think a lot of poverty people are hurting, even though we have Arogyasri that we pay 10 lakhs worth when somebody admitted in the hospital through the government. But still, especially I'm talking about in Telangana, I'm not talking about whole India because that scheme is only in Telangana right now. But definitely in US, the healthcare system is very expensive, but versus quality of care, right now India is also, coming into the loop line here with they also have a very quality care and quality hospitals facilities, because when you go to like a AIG, which is the number one hospitals in India. So that not only the doctors care, but if you look at, like if you go to the theater, operation theater, or if you go to any technology equipment, they have everything up there. So I think a lot of people, India is going to become a hub in the future down the road where other country people will be coming, just get the healthcare needs and go back. And we already seeing that so much of it right now. So I think here not only healthcare insurance, but any other insurance is become uh, for $1 they are hyping to $10.
Now, my one last final question is political polarization, which is essentially the divide or the gap between different political parties. Right now in the US, which I believe there's a major gap between, quote, the like, we have the Republican Party and of the Democratic Party, right? Now, here, right now, we have the MAGA Republicans, which I believe are kind of, posting online on social media, and because of all these other factors, they are pushing certain narratives that are causing us to become divided entirely. So, um, how is political polarization in India compared to the United States?
I think in US, when you talk about Democrats or Republican, one belong to rich party, one belong to poor party, you know. But that's what people thinks. But they have to understand rich are the people who are paying the paying taxes for all these people to welfare scams. But same way in India, rich people doesn't pay taxes. But at the same time, when political parties comes, whereas BJP always, BJP is the political party, especially I'm talking about in Telangana. All over India also, it's like BJP is a well-known party in every state in India, except few states. But Congress is the next national party versus BJP. BJP is a national party. Congress is a national party. But if you versus compared to both of the parties, BJP always do political surrounding religion. Hindu religion. If you are not a Hindu, they don't feel like they don't treat you like you're a human being. But here we should not look at any party, or any party should not look at anybody based on the religion, based on the good or bad. But in BJP, people only talks about Rama. So in Congress party, people always talks about poverty. Say like for example, Congress party is giving, Sannabiyam. Sannabiyam means people were giving through ration card. And then they also have a good scheme right now as we speak, the double bedroom homes. So they are giving it to the poor people. They are giving 6 lakhs or 5 lakhs depending on their caste to build the home. So they are beautifully built, but they have to still put at least 5 to 6 lakhs or sometimes 3 lakhs depending on how well uh, stuff they want to put in the house. But I would say in India, if you're talking about in Telangana, poor party belongs to Congress party, and Hindu belongs to BJP. But there is a lot of difference between BJP and Congress, how they think.
Right.
But remember, there are a lot of poverty in India. So I don't think one party we can able to offer the help that they need and can solve the problem. We need a lot more people to come forward to take care of all these poor people.
Now, This kind of also reinforces the fact that America, in and of itself, isn't a perfect democracy. We're not a perfect utopia, and frankly, no country is. However, let's kind of move on to the similarities. Now, the biggest similarities is what's going to surprise people is that both countries are incredibly diverse in their own ways. I mean, India's states are kind of like one state neighboring another state will be completely different between each other. And same way as the US. I mean, you have, if you're trying to compare California to New York, it's completely different culture, completely different types of people, and same way in India. Looking at a more political aspect of similarities, we can say that both countries are democracies. They run on a federal power system. They have both entrepreneurial economies. I mean, India has the most fertile startup environment, while the U.S. is known to host big businesses. And both countries are politically polarized. I mean, U.S. is kind of a prominent victim to political polarization, and so is India. Another thing is that both countries are heavily influenced by immigration and migration. I mean, India sends a lot of people out to Western countries, and the U.S. takes a lot of people in every year. So that's something that is also really common in both countries. And um, both countries uniquely are also incredibly ambitious. I mean, Trump has some really great ambitions, I like to say, and then so does Prime Minister Modi, which is quite kind of funny to me because Modi kind of wants to see India's economy expand, and so does Trump. So it's kind of funny to see also in that way. But India and America look radically different on paper, but we're looking beneath the surface. India and America couldn't be more similar. I mean, they're just two societies full of people trying to do the same thing, build families, build a better life, and just trying to be a great country overall. Now, to conclude, is that I'm not going to sit here and say that India is better than America or America is better than India. That's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show that America has things that India can learn from. For instance, I feel like India can definitely benefit off of the checks and balances system that America's political system kind of operates on, and that India has and even and India has things that America can learn from. For instance, India has its one of the most fastest growing economies, and I think America can kind of learn from that and see, hey, how can we expand our startup, how can we expand our startup environment just like India's. So both have serious problems, both have extraordinary people, and both contain contradictions. Maybe the biggest mistake that when we make when comparing countries is that we treat them like competing products, and I feel like that's something that we shouldn't do. And India isn't America with worse infrastructure, and America isn't India with better infrastructure. They're different societies shaped by different histories, institutions, cultures, and circumstances. And when we kind of realize that, we need to think to ourselves and see that, hey, if we're actually interested in understanding each country, we have to stop reducing them to stereotypes. That would truly give us the best grounds to understand and truly appreciate each country for its own. And this is where I'm going to kind of close things off. Thank you for watching, everyone. I know it's a lot of stuff, a lot of information to digest. I have all the evidence posted in the description below. The next episode of The Rationale, episode 2, we'll be talking about modern dating, is kind of the perspective of the next video. And I thank you all again for watching. Please make sure to like and share this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, and I'll also probably create a TikTok account as well and try to see if I can reach some new people on there as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.